Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and back to another Urban Calisthenics workout. In today's session, I have for you the ultimate box workout, one of the toughest yet, for which you'll be doing 5 exercises for 45 seconds of work with 15 seconds of rest for a total of 3 rounds. That's 18 minutes in total. Now, one of those exercises, the elevated split squats, you'll be doing for a total of 45 seconds per leg with the 15-second break in the middle, and that's what bumps it up to 6 minutes a round. Now, the only equipment that you'll need for this session will be a box and a small space to work in, and you are good to go. As always, make sure you practice those instructionals before getting stuck in alongside a thorough warm-up. And I will leave a link in the description below for a warm-up that I feel is suitable for this workout, but by all means, do one of your own. That's enough from me. Let's see what's in store. So for our box squat pike to toes to floor combination, you're going to start by placing your hands on the floor and then bringing your feet up onto the box. When your feet are up on the box, you're going to make sure your legs are as straight as possible and trying to bring your hands underneath your hips. From this position, as we initiate the toes to floor, we're going to start by bringing the shoulders forwards, compressing the floor, and you're going to swing one leg out to the side with the intention of bringing the foot as near to the floor as you possibly can. As you bring that foot back to its original position, you push your head back into your arms, send your shoulders forwards once again and do the same on the opposite side. Once you reach the floor the second time, from here you're going to work into your box squat, taking your backside to your heels, extending your legs and then opening the shoulders into that top position. So we planche the shoulders again, bringing the shoulders in front of the wrists, toes to floor on one side, go head back in the arms, shoulders forwards again, second foot to the floor, and then we move back into our box squat pike before starting the whole thing again. So for the box dips, you're going to need to get yourself a box like mine or even get hold of a sturdy chair. When we set up for the box dip, you're going to start by sitting on the box or even the chair, making sure the hands are set either side of the hips with the fingers wrapped around the front of the box. From here, you're going to move into an L position, keeping the hips down, keeping the legs as straight as possible, keeping the shoulders packed down and keeping the arms as straight as possible. From here, you're going to make your way as low as you possibly can, taking your head forward slightly, but with the intention of trying to take the backside to the floor. Once you've reached this end point without the shoulders coming up, you're going to extend the arms as best you possibly can without throwing the hips up into the air. So avoid doing this as you reach the top position. Just try to keep that hip hinge all the way through. So again, pressing down through the box to keep the shoulders packed down, get the back as near to the box as possible, hit that end range without sitting down, and then make your way back into your top position. So for the elevated pike press, you're going to start by getting yourself a box or even a sturdy chair, and we're going to start by bringing the hands to the floor, bringing the feet up onto the box and trying to get to around about right angles at the hips. So from here, I'm going to set the hands to around about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider, and then when I'm going to step on the box, the intention is to get the legs straight, but have the hips, shoulders and hands pretty much on the same line, as best you possibly can. From this position, you're going to start by taking your head forwards, bringing the elbows into the body, and when your head hits the floor, you're essentially forming a triangle between your hands and your head. Now, keeping the forearms straight and upright, you're going to push up and through. So when you reach that top position, think about pushing your chest towards the box whilst keeping the legs straight. So again, I'm going to take the weight forwards, bring the head in front of the hands, form the triangle, push up, and then through as you reach that top position. Now, if this is too challenging, what we can do is bring the box a little bit lower, and what this does, it takes some of that extra effort out of the shoulders. If that's still too challenging, so that's me taking the box down, the If that's still too challenging, what we can do is just take it from the floor. So the setup is pretty much the same. This time you're in a pike on the floor. Hand setup is the same. Now there's going to be less weight going through the shoulders. It's still intense, but there's going to be less weight going through the shoulders. So again, I'm going to break the floor, take the head out in front of the hands, touch the head on the floor, push up, push through, and then repeat. So again, break, head in front, keep the legs straight so it keeps the hips up at all times. If this is still too challenging, what you can do is get yourself a prop, such as a yoga block, place it where your head's going to go on the press, and do it from there. So for our box tucked L's, you're going to start by placing the hands either side of the hips and keeping the arms as straight as possible. From here, you're going to draw the knees into the body to work into the tuck, and the intention is to now move into our L position. When you move into the L position, it's important that you lock the legs out as best you possibly can and try to stay in an upright position. Once you've reached that L, you draw your knees back into the tuck and then repeat. So the next progression of this drill, with the same setup as the previous one, the intention now will be to try to take the backside off the box. And we're going to do that by offering some downward compression on the shoulders, still keeping the torso in an upright position and bringing the knees as high into the chest as we possibly can. So hands are in the same spot, pressing down through the shoulders. As you can see, the backside comes off and the knees are deep into the chest. And now we're going to work through our L to tuck from here. So straight legs on the L, confirm the position, knees back into the chest, and then repeat. So for our elevated split squats, you're going to start by grabbing yourself a box or even a sturdy chair and start by moving into your split squat position by having that lead foot in contact with the floor with the heel grounded, and the back foot will be on the box with the toes to the very edge. From here, you want to make sure you get those distances right between the lead foot and the box so that when we reach that bottom position, the heel does not lift off the floor. So from here, the intention is to hinge forwards ever so slightly with the intention of bringing this back knee as near to the floor as we possibly can. And that's all dependent on the height of the box, but trying to get as much depth as you possibly can on that lead leg. Once you reach that position, you're going to drive those hips forwards, engaging the quads and the backside on that side. So again, we're going to lean forwards ever so slightly, keeping that weight on that lead heel as best we possibly can. Reach that bottom position, drive those hips through and squeezing the backside and the leg on that lead leg. Now, just before we kick things off with the workout, I just want to let you know that if you want to gain access to the full Urban Calisthenics library, then head over to urbancalisthenics.com, where you can access over 100 calisthenics workouts with a new workout added every single week for just $4.99 a month. You can also take advantage of a 7-day free trial with no commitments and no payments up front. Now let's get into the workout. Thanks so much for taking part in this Urban Calisthenics workout. I hope you had a great time challenging yourself and breaking a sweat. If you did find this workout useful and beneficial, please give me a like and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. If you do want to gain access to the full Urban Calisthenics library, please visit urbancalisthenics.com where you can gain access to over 100 workouts with a new workout added every single week for just $4.99 a month. Keep up the great work, stay motivated, and I'll see you on the next workout.